Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to welcome you on this info session dedicated to the new instrument, the widerAdvance facility and its services. My name is Katarzyna Walczyk-Matuszyk, and I'm representing the Institute of Fundamental Technological Research, Polish Academy of Sciences, located in Warsaw, Poland, who is the coordinator of the widerAdvance facility instrument. In today's presentation, I would like to provide you some information related to the services offered by the facility, but also provide you the floor for asking any questions related to the application process and the instrument itself. So let us start. First of all, widerAdvance facility is the Horizon Europe project financed from the WIDERA package. It started on the 1st of January 2025 and will last until the end of 2028. Our main objective is to support widening countries and outermost region in effective implementation of the project results and bridging the gap related to the EU innovation performers. So, in a nutshell, we focus on the valorization of knowledge. widerAdvance facility is there because many reports showed that there is still a persistent gap in the implementation performance related to the technology transfer, related to the exploitation and the dissemination of project results, including research results, but also other standards or policy briefs. So that is why the widerAdvance facility was developed, and the services were tailored to tackle the barriers widening countries and outermost region are facing in the process of the effective knowledge valorization at the systemic level, but also at the level of the particular institution. This is the project consortium, which gathers experienced service providers who prove their capacities in other EU instruments related to the exploitation and dissemination of the project results, but also many partners from widening countries and outermost region with the role to reach out to relevant organizations and support them in the effective application to the services of the widerAdvance facility. As our intervention is quite holistic, but also this is a difficult topic, I would say, we have the advisory board consisting of representatives of industry, VC funding, research managers, administrators, but also experienced experts in the knowledge transfer, so that we will be sure that what we provide and offer to the organizations in widening countries and outermost regions is relevant. So now let's see who are our target groups. First of all, we target our intervention and the services to the organizations from widening countries and outermost regions who are coordinators or partners in widening projects of Horizon 2020 or wider projects in Horizon Europe. The services will focus over the key exploitable results, and we will work with research teams, but also research managers and administrators, including specialists targeting technology transfer, communication, IP management, also pre- and post-award services within the organization, as well as the organization management. What is very important, and what I will elaborate a bit later, is the key exploitable research or other results should be directly or indirectly linked with the widening actions. So while talking about the widening actions, which are there? So if an organization is a beneficiary of a running or a closed project from Horizon 2020 or Horizon Europe under the following scheme, is eligible to apply for our services. These are, first of all, Teaming for Excellence, Excellence Hubs, Twinning, ERA Chairs, Widening ERA Fellowships, ERA Talents, and Cost Innovation Actions. In our project, we aim to target and improve the capacities on dissemination exploitation of up to 1,000 individuals, including research teams, but also members of the research management and administration within the organization. More than 100 organizations will be able to use our individual and tailored services, focusing on the key exploitable results they want to advance and they want to valorize. Then the total number of the key exploitable results we want to tackle upon the 4 years, these are 750, so it's quite an ambitious number. And what is also very important for us is that all we know that the barrier widening organizations are facing is lack of visibility and established networks. So we will also work on the increased recognition of widening beneficiaries at the country level, but also at the European level. So what is a facility offering in a nutshell? What are our services about? The heart of the facility are individual and tailored advisory and expert support to organization and teams. It means that when organization is applying for the services and will be selected, will have the access to experts specializing in dissemination exploitation, standardization, IP management, and those people will be there to support to prepare sustainable plans for advancement and adoption of the key exploitable results. Then there will be also a large portfolio of online capacity building and awareness raising webinars, which to some extent will be available to the beneficiaries of individual and tailored services. But also we have a wide portfolio of open webinars to the public so that anyone who is interested in the valorization and exploitation will have the access to the services. Then we have also a set of services in form of on-site events for building links, peer learning, and networking. And all of this will be underpinned by a variety of dissemination and communication activities, targeting success stories from the facility and also supporting the visibility. So here you have the services in details. As into individual services, there will be dissemination exploitation academies, which are focusing to improve the maturity of selected key exploitable results, and there will be 50 editions targeting 15 cars each. There will be also a set of services dedicated to support with intangible assets, so IP management, and the specialized coaching on this. We will work with those research or other results which are already very advanced. So here as well, there will be a support of standardization. And last but not least, preparation to meet with third parties. So before the matchmaking event, which will take place on site, we will prepare, of course, the organizations in the effective pitching, but also in finding the most relevant partners for the valorization. Then the awareness raising and training webinars, as mentioned, there will be to a large extent open to the public and dedicated to the variety of topics targeting dissemination exploitation. There will be more than 20 on-site events in widening countries and outermost region, where the research team, research management and administrator teams will be able to meet with the representatives of the local, but also national and European ecosystems, such as industry, such as VCs, and other partners who could support them in the adoption of the results. And last but not least, there will be 4 study visits to the established, well-known centers of excellence who are performing very well in the knowledge transfer and the valorization of the results. Last but not least, we take care also of the synergies. So there will be like a availability of the coaching for the follow-up synergies, how the widening organizations located in widening countries and outermost region can use the available funding coming, for example, from the cohesion policy or the RRF in order to make the exploitable results more mature and also how to adopt them. So these are the services, let's say, in a nutshell. Then what a single organization will receive while using our free of charge and tailored services. First of all, it will get an individual plan on how to effectively disseminate and exploit out the results they bring into the facility. There will be also an indication on the follow-up funding. So which funding is available in the region, in the country, coming from RDF, RRF, ESF, to use for the valorization processes. also with whom to deal, who are the relevant regional or local authorities providing the funding, and where and when are the calls. Then the staff of the organization will be trained in details in regard to the dissemination exploitation. We will support the organization in effective building of links with industry, VCs, investors, and the representatives of the local ecosystem in order to support the organization in the valorization process, but also building the visibility and recognition. And last but not least, we will support a lot the organizations in promoting the achievements and also building the visibility. So here you have the individual service journey. The whole process has to start with an application. I will elaborate more a bit on the application process. It's very simple and is available to you already now. Then, if the organization will fulfill the formal criteria, which are very simple, and will appear on the ranking list, there will be a deeper interview with an expert coming from the facility who will discuss with the representatives of the organization on the key exploitable results which the organization will bring to the facility, and the individual service delivery plan, a customized plan, will be developed. This plan will include all the individual services. Of course, it will all depend on the maturity and the nature of the key exploitable results, because some of them might be at the early TRLs, like the 3-4. This is usually the case of the key exploitable results developed within the twinning proposals. So then, of course, the standardization might be not needed. But if we will have also more advanced key exploitable results, which are focused or stemming from the, for example, excellence hubs initiatives, then of course there might be possibility that all the services will be there in the individual service delivery plan. So there will be the academy for researchers and RMAs, then also individual advisory on IP, and the coaching, which is very important here as well, and the standardization, online trainings and webinars, the pitching coaching, which will be prior to matchmaking events taking on site. Then throughout the project duration, also the organization will have the access to attend in the study visits. We will provide as well individual coaching on follow-up funding available in the regions and the countries, and as well a wide portfolio of best practices which could be followed as well in the organization. Our ambition is also to follow the development of the organizations and the key exploitable research results and other results after obtaining the support from the widerAdvance facility, and to track the success stories and widely promote the success stories. Facility is also there to provide policy recommendations, both at the European level, but also at the national levels, focusing over dissemination and exploitation aspects, because we will be working down to the ground with the organization, so we may easily recognize the barriers they are facing, the bottlenecks, but also we will have the access to the best practices, because in some regions, some countries, the processes are working more effectively. So our ambition is also to provide those best practices for the decision makers and policy makers in order to improve in the future the dissemination and exploitation policies. So how to participate? There is an open call, which was open in May this year and will run until September 2028. So the applications have to be submitted online and anytime you want. However, we have implemented a practice of the 3 months cutoff dates. After each of the 3-month cutoff date, there will be the evaluation process, where we will check the formal criteria, and basing also on the criteria, we'll prepare the ranking list for the further investigation and enrollment of the organization in the services we are offering. What is important, each organization may come to the facility with several projects from Horizon 2020 or Horizon Europe, and multiple key exploitable results taking on board various research teams and various research managers and administrators. The first cutoff will be on the 31st of July 2025. This year we will have also the second one, which is scheduled for the end of October. And then in January, we will have the third one. So as you see, these are the first three, but as I have mentioned, they will run every 3 months. So 2026, we should have like a 4 cutoff dates after which there will be the evaluation of the application, formal evaluation. So once again, just to conclude and provide you like with a consistent information, who can apply? So it should be a single organization. We are not working with individual projects within the organization. We are working with organizations. So if there is a university located in one of the widening countries and have several widening projects on board, then this organization as one has to apply and bring those various projects on board. The very important formal criteria is that the organization, they have to be based in widening country or outermost region. There is a list, an official list of the widening countries and outermost region. These are mostly the countries located in the Central Eastern Europe, Balkan countries, including Greece. Then we have Cyprus, Malta, we have Portugal, and we have as well the outermost region. The outermost region are the regions of Spain, Canary Island, the regions of France, including La Réunion, and of Portugal, Madeira, and Azores. We have as well widening associated countries here, like Tunisia, like Armenia, like Georgia. So the list of widening countries is quite extensive. If you have questions, if the country you are coming from is a widening one, you can easily check this formal criteria also on our website. And then who will receive the support? So as I have mentioned, research team who have been implementing the action and who elaborated the research results stemming directly or indirectly from the action. But also we are opening our support, and this is very important, for the staff in the organization which is supporting the research team. So these are research managers and administrators working in the pre-award or the post-award departments, but also these are technology transfer people. These are people responsible for the dissemination, communication, for the IP management, for example. And last but not least, of course, as well, the management of the organization is very much welcome to be familiar with the dissemination exploitation policies, but also to raise the capacities. Of course, all of this should be the staff which will be enrolled should be in the process of the valorization of the results of the particular projects. Now, a few words about the key exploitable results, which I have been tackling during my presentation. So it's an output, it's an innovation or a technological scientific advancement, which is developed by the beneficiary of a widening actions under Horizon 2020, as I have mentioned, or Horizon Europe, directly, so from the budget of the action. However, we know that in particular in the past, the widening actions were CSA actions without the research component. Now there is a possibility to finance a part to some extent the research component, but it's limited. So we also allow that you can bring to the facility the indirectly related key exploitable results. So for example, if you were implementing twinning or excellence hub or pathways to synergies, and then there was a kind of a follow-up result, which was possible after you received some results coming from the widening action. So of course, this is related to the action and you can bring this on board. Or there was a kind of buy-side effect. We all know that sometimes when doing the research, there can be like a buy-side result. So you can also bring this to the facility. This is very important that those results should be, when they are indirectly related to the widening action, they should be still in the same thematic domain. So I would like to stress this. And the results also should have a substantial potential for practical application and exploitation. So, as I have mentioned, you have this definition is really broad. It could be research funding, it could be some innovation funding, technological advancement, but also those results which could contribute to the tangible changes within the institution. Or it could support the policy development, systemic changes, maybe implementation of some standards or of some best practices. This is quite important here also to mention. And coming once again to the direct and indirect, I have stressed it already several times. So as you see, the possibilities are quite big for you also to deal with the indirectly related key exploitable results. And now about the priorities for the upcoming first cutoff of the 31st of July 2025. So the formal criteria is that an organization should be, of course, based in a widening country or one of the outermost region, which I have specified. Then the organization should implement one or more of the widening action of the widening package of Horizon 2020 or wider package of Horizon Europe. For this cutoff, we have also applied some additional priorities, and one of them is that the application with the highest number of key exploitable results will be prioritized. However, it does not exclude the organization which will come only with one project and one result. So, of course, you will be also you will not be excluded, but also you will be taking into consideration. Then we have for this cutoff priority domains, which are actually in line with the clusters of the Pillar 2 of Horizon Europe, which are the health domain and culture and inclusive society, civil security, digital and space, climate and mobility, food and environment. So as you see, this is quite wide possibilities, but please be ensured that we do not exclude any other domains. So also social sciences, humanities are very much welcome. The third priority is that the most mature key exploitable results will be prioritized and they will be assessed via exploitation intention table. So it does not always mean that the highest TRLs are prioritized, but we will also have a look on the adoption readiness level. So if the key exploitable results has a potential to be adopted in a, let's say, foreseeable future, then also this is quite important. And applicants will be prioritized which support the optimized widerAdvance facility use of resources. What does it mean? So our services are in a hybrid form. Some of them will be delivered online. So, for example, there will be parts of the academy where there will be like an online workshops, but also you will have access to the coaching, to the experts, individual experts in an online form. But then one part of the academy is to be delivered on site. So the expert, the senior expert, the junior expert will come to the organization or to the geographical location, let's say to a city where there are several applications coming from, and then they will also deliver those workshops there in place. Also, the pitching, coaching is meant to be delivered on site. So it's quite important for us that we cluster as well the resources in the particular regions. And there are some additional criteria. For us, it is very important to have a geographical balance across widening countries and outermost regions. We do not put priorities for any of the country or of the region, but we strongly encourage actually every organization fulfilling the formal criteria and having the key exploitable results to apply. And in our efforts, we will do our best as well to ensure that each region, each country will have the possibility to use our services. Then what is quite important, and I would like to stress here, that only one application per organization per cutoff. So whenever there is this is important in case of big research organizations or academic organizations like big universities. So with the multiple widening projects, so please remember that this is not possible that such an organization will have two applications per cutoff. Only one application is important. So what is very important and what I encourage you to do is to coordinate the efforts within the organization. It might be for example, through the research managers and administrators office, a central one who will support the research teams in collecting the key exploitable results and preparing and submitting an application. As mentioned, one application per organization per cutoff. And of course, as mentioned, we want to ensure this geographical balance. So if one selected, later applications will have a bit lower priority. Of course, as you saw, the facility will run for 4 years, so it might be the case that the organization would get much more widening projects and then at some point would like to apply for the second time with the new projects and new key exploitable results. However, we really strongly encourage the organization to coordinate the efforts in-house for the applications. And now how to apply. This is our website, widerAdvance.eu. And on this website, you can find actually all the relevant information targeting our facility, but the call, the rules of the call, about the open call, about the services in details, about the synergies, about the events we organize, and other important news. And here also you have the button, apply, and you should click on the button. This will provide you to the intranet, and the very first thing you have to do is just you have to register to have an account. After having this account, is a very simple and very quick thing. After having this account, you will be able to fulfill the online form. The online form is really short and simple. Our intention was that we will support you also in these so that you don't have to waste a lot of time. And whenever you are ready, you can submit the form. But you can save the data and come back to the form at any time you want, if you require, of course, more time. And once the data are submitted, they are already in our database. And as mentioned, after the 31st of July, so most probably the 1st of August, we will start with the evaluation of those applications. And now tips for preparation. So please be ensured that you qualify to the facility if you have ongoing or closed participation in widening actions. So if you had, for example, a twinning in Horizon 2020 and it's closed, but it means that you are still eligible. Or if you have a twinning which started a year ago only, but you have already some key exploitable results, you are as well eligible. So closed or ongoing. And also this key exploitable research results and other results should stem from the action and could be also related to follow-up research. Then both research team and research managers and administrators should be on board, because in the application form we require to indicate a contact person coming from a research team and the other one coming from the research manager and administrator team. So like two contact person who will be then contacted by an expert when the formal criteria are checked. They will be contacted by the expert. There will be more, let's say, in-depth discussion related to the key exploitable results you want to bring to the facility. And basing on these, there will be individual service delivery plan prepared. And once again, I would like to stress that there is no limit of the key exploitable results you can bring to the facility. Now, we want to be as well very inclusive. So please do not treat the application to our facility like as a competitive call, because our intention is not to dismiss any. If, of course, the formal criteria are there and the key exploitable results with the potential are there. So if it might be the case that you will not be selected after the first cutoff for the individual services. But what is important is that you will still remain on the list. And it might be the case that you will be selected after the second cutoff. So as mentioned, we want to be very inclusive, unless you would like to, let's say, improve your application, add new data, because naturally with time, there might be new key exploitable results to be added to the application. But this is our intention. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope I was brief, concise, but I would like to, I will be happy to take on board any of your questions. Now we have enough time to to have a dialogue with you. So please use a Slido. Here we have a QR code which you can scan, or use a code, and then also ask some questions via the Slido. We will display those questions here, and you will be able to listen to the reply. While scanning the Slido and preparing the question, I also would like to encourage you to follow our social media. So first of all, of course, or the channels, communication channels, the website is the one stop shop where are the all information, but also we have a LinkedIn. And today we are on the LinkedIn, so naturally you have the access to this. We have a LinkedIn newsletter, which is on a quarterly basis, so you can subscribe to the newsletter. And we also have Blue Sky as one of the social media. So if you have an account there, please also follow us. So now the chance for you to use the Slido and to ask questions to us. Please, the floor is yours. I will be happy to take on board as many questions as possible as the time allows. Our webinar is foreseen until noon, so I believe there is enough time to have your questions. Waiting for the questions, maybe I will also specify a bit of a timeline when, if you apply in this first cutoff, when you will be able to get those first services. So as mentioned, just after the closing of the cutoff, there will be a possibility of we need time and possibility, to go through the applications, and then you will be contacted by a key account manager, so the expert stemming from the project, where you will be asked more detailed questions regarding the key exploitable results you provided in the application form. After this is explained, then we would like to start the first academies by the end of September, beginning of October, so that you will have a chance to still have the access to the services this year. We plan afterwards the study visit early next year, so also here will be a possibility. We plan as well matchmaking events later next year, so that we will be sure that the services were delivered, and that the services were delivered, and that you will have also the expertise there. So as you see, this schedule is quite tight, but our intention is to serve as many key exploitable results as possible. So this is quite important. Okay, we have a first question here. Thank you very much. What if in the first cutoff an organization will apply and won't be selected, and then two applications from the same organization appear? Which will be prioritized? So as you saw on one of the slides, is that actually we will do our best to select only one application per organization, because our intention is that the organization will bring the entire portfolio of the key exploitable results stemming from various widening actions they have under the umbrella of the organization. I'm aware that in case of big universities, which are rich in projects, it might be quite challenging to do this exercise, to map the projects, to map key exploitable results, but this is necessary actually to do this coordination in house. So our priority will be given that we make sure that there is a one organization that per cutoff the organization will be selected only once. I hope this is the reply to your question, but as I have mentioned, it does not exclude the possibility for application in next cutoffs. What is also important, what I have presented to you, these are the priorities for the first cutoff in July. For us, is also a pilot. This is the first cutoff, so we also are this is a learning curve for all of us, I believe. And then we'll see how those priorities are, if those priorities are effective, and if some modifications need to be implemented, and we do for sure some changes if necessary. Did you just prolong the official application date, end of May, and why is there a shortage of applicants, or what is the exact background? I'm not sure if I understand your question, but the call was open on the 28th of May, and it will remain open until, let's say, mid of 2028. So you can apply anytime. We just have we have just cutoffs every 3 months. So the evaluation of application will be done every 3 months. So the call is open. So if you will not manage to provide your application in July, you can do it September, you can do it October, and then the cutoff is by the end of October this year, and the application will be evaluated. Or if you will not manage, you can do it as well later, and the cutoff will be then the January one. You mentioned study visit. Is it paid by wider advance facility? Is it a separate? I cannot see the questions. If someone could, no, the question disappeared. If my colleagues could help me, because I just see the questions are cut. So if you could scroll the screen, it would be good. Do you mention study visit? Is it paid by wider advance? Is it a separate application? No. This is not a separate application. We will open the possibility to register to study visits, so you will have the access to those study visits. Of course, we will prioritize those who use the individual services, but in case there will be places available, we will also provide this possibility to participate in study visits for other for representatives of other organizations. Then, is it paid by the facility? We will provide the organization of the study visits. I mean, the hosting organization will be supported there. So when coming to the study visits, you will be ensured that there is a specific agenda and the logistics there, but the travel costs will be on your side. So we share the costs. Okay, thank you very much. For one of the outermost region, Madeira, it is advisable to join together all organization projects in the region in one single proposal. This is not that. Actually, the proposal should be submitted of organizations. So the organizations should apply separately, because this is a formal requirement. But indeed, in order to allow us to cluster the efforts in terms of let's say, the budget, but also geographical things, you can coordinate the applications between the organizations in Madeira, so that the organizations who have widening projects there, they apply under the same cutoff. And then there will be Academy for Madeira there. I hope it's reply. Okay. The question from Marco. Question from Estonia. University of Tartu has 2 teamings, several ERA chairs, and 5 twinnings. Congratulations. I understood that only one project will be selected. No. You can provide an application with the key exploitable result stemming from all the projects you have mentioned here. So you can come with all the projects to the facility. What I have been stressing during my presentation is that there should be one application of the University of Tartu. So to do it in the practice, you press this apply button, and you prepare one application for University of Tartu. You specify that you have these 2 teamings, several lectures, 5 twinnings, and then you provide an extensive list of the key exploitable results you want to bring to the facility. And those key exploitable results can stem directly or indirectly from all these actions. I hope it was clear. If you have a lot, it might be the case that we will run an academy for the University of Tartu exclusively. Okay, so this is it. I have asked 2 questions via LinkedIn comment. Okay, so for this I need the help of my colleagues to display those questions. Did the study visit I took on board? I guess there are some questions down. I'm not sure how we proceed with the questions asked on the LinkedIn comment. Will I get those questions? Maybe in the administrator chat I can get it.
Firstly, I can see those questions in comments on LinkedIn.
Maybe on our profile. Okay, but we have the other questions. Will health be a priority in the next cutoff? So basically, yeah, we will. As I mentioned, I presented to you the priority for this cutoff. I don't, being honest, expect that those will significantly change in the next, because health is a priority in the European policies. And what we do, we follow the priorities of the framework program and, of course, the European policies. And health is always very high on the agenda. So I believe it will be there. So there is I have the comment from, but I cannot see this question very well. So if you could support me with maybe this, reading these questions, if you could maybe read these questions for me, because I cannot see it very
Sure.
well. Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well, please.
Okay. Thank you, Katarzyna, for this helpful introduction to widerAdvance. I have two questions. Question one: if an organization in a widening country hosts an ERA chair plus several ongoing research projects funded through Horizon Europe programs, but not specifically widening participation schemes, for example, participants, national teams in a European research consortium, could the CARES, RTS, and RMAs involved in those EU projects, but not members of the ERA chair team, be included into an application? I ask because the aim of ERA chairs is all about capacity building in the institutional environment of the research organization hosting the ERA chair.
Thank you for this question. It's a very good one. So if those key exploitable results and people are indirectly related to the literature, so the same thematic domain, yeah, and also those people naturally doing those, providing those results, yeah, either they are researchers or they are RMAs there in the post-award or the pre-award phase, then of course you can also provide those key exploitable results as indirectly related to the literature action. I hope it clarifies.
And question number two. My ERA chair is based at one of approximately 40 research institutes of the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences. Is my research institute the legitimate organization to apply for your support rather than the Bulgarian Academy? To my knowledge, the Academy never applies for EU funds, but its individual institution members, institutes do so.
It has to be an organization that applies, has to be formally a coordinator. So has to be implemented in the grant agreement as a coordinator. So I believe it was your institute who applied as a coordinator. So then the application should be submitted by you as a formal coordinator of the ERACHER project, because there will be also have the PIC number, yeah, and you are there specified in the application, but also the grant agreement. I hope this clarifies.
Yes, there are no more questions here on
Okay,
LinkedIn.
so,
And
okay, so
on Slido, we are clear as well.
we are clear. Maybe some new questions. I encourage you to. There is one. How many applications do you expect? Also, this is quite. It is also a good question. So per cutoff, our resources should allow us to run approximately 5 academies, and each of the academies should be dedicated to cover 15 key exploitable results. This is, of course, a math and let's say a statistic. So yeah, to implement this goal, we need quite a big number of key exploitable results, which will be bring to the facility. And our ambition is to have at least or approximately 5 academies launched after the first cutoff date. I hope it clarifies as well. Okay, and the last chance, ladies and gentlemen, who are the experts? What about, I believe it's NDA. Yes, so the experts, as you saw the slide with the consortium, we have a portfolio of also experienced partners here as organizations which already professionalize in delivering similar services on the exploitation, dissemination, standardization IP. So experts are stemming and are legitimate by such organizations like Meta Group, like Trust IT, like ICON, like Unico, but also us, IPPT PAN, and other project partners. So they are there. We put a lot of attention. Put a lot of attention to the matchmaking between organization and the relevant experts. So the experts they need to put the experience in a thematic domain and also extensive experience in dissemination exploitation. If they will do the IP, then naturally also there. We are training our experts. So they are trained about the standards, about what are our goals, and how the collaboration with the organization should look like. So we have prepared a very extensive standards here, and will put a lot of attention also that the standards are followed. This is one point. Then about the NDA, naturally the experts will sign because they will come from the participating organization, but also we hire, if necessary, external experts. Then they will naturally sign NDA with us as a project. But if there will be a need, a request from the organization, so they want to sign an NDA with particular experts, we are of course open to this possibility. So that indeed this is it. So just once again, I would like to stress that experts are trained, experienced, and we are putting a lot of attention. Also, there will be evaluation process of the experts, so the organization participating and the teams participating in the facility will have the possibility to evaluate the services itself, but also the experts they were working with. And this will support us to large extent as well to keep the highest possible quality. Then we have a question, will this webinar or presentation be available somewhere? I guess we can do it available on our YouTube channel, and we will inform about this if you registered, because we are also live on LinkedIn. If you registered, you will receive a proper link to this and information, and also we will inform the viewers on LinkedIn about this. We are just starting, so not really sure what is the best phase to apply for this opportunity. Well, this is of course your decision. You need to bring key exploitable results to the facility, and they will be assessed. What is their maturity level? It is really an initial stage, like a proof of concept. So it's your decision. Maybe it's better to wait a bit so that you have more of those results, or they are more advanced, or you have some already vision which sector, which part of the market you would like to target. So this is really, or maybe you need the support at the beginning as well. So this is, I believe, a strategic decision of the organization to be done and to apply. As you saw, there will be several cutoffs. So if you are not ready now, maybe you will be ready, let's say 2026. This is not a problem. Okay. Okay, and the last questions. Oh, I guess this is English. Yes, will the support be provided in English? Yes, because I mean, the experts you will have access to, they are international. There is a database of almost, I mean, we calculated, and there is like more than 200 people there available for you. And of course, we will do the matching upon the expertise and the needs of the organization. So here, this is quite important. And naturally, if there will be study visits or matchmaking events with the participation of people from abroad, this is in English. In the national languages, you may find some promotional materials, leaflets, and so on available on our webpage, and also local partners are there for you. If you go to the widerAdvance facility page, you have the names of the organizations and contact to the organizations which are located in several widening countries and outermost region, and they serve for you as contact points for widerAdvance facility, so you can target those people and as well have all the necessary questions. It really sounds like a lot of additional paperwork. Would you say it worth the struggle for the operational and results of the consultancy academy? Well, I don't think it's a lot of additional paperwork, and I can assure you it is not, because on your side is to provide an online application where you put contact details where you specify the organization, where you put two people as contact persons, where you specify which projects you have been implemented or you are implementing stemming from the widening wider package, and you don't have to, let's say, look for the proper names, because the list is there and you can scroll and select those projects. And also you have to provide in a table key exploitable results you would like to bring to the facility, and then submit this application. It's really simple. Once it will be formally checked, then you will be contacted by our expert, who is called key account manager, and who will discuss with you more details about those key exploitable results. So basically, there is not a lot to do. It's rather a registration. We call it application, but if you really have a look, it's rather a registration process and then access to the facility. Of course, when you will be selected and qualified to the services, you will have your individual service plan. Then the people who are there from the research teams, the research managers teams who should participate, then they should dedicate naturally some time. But this is for something. This is for the valorization of the results they generated, they created. So I believe it's also worth to put some efforts. Only coordinator of such project can apply. No, not only. It's open for beneficiaries. So if you are a work package leader, task leader, or a partner, you are as well eligible. Mm-hmm. Okay, do we have any further questions? I cannot see any, neither on LinkedIn, because I don't have here in my administrator chat information from my colleagues, nor here on the Slido. So I guess we are approaching. There is one. So there can be a few applications for the same project. If, let's say, we have a teaming project where there is also a widening partner there, theoretically, or we have pathways to synergies, then yeah, it might be possible, because those projects are being implemented by different organizations, yeah, and key exploitable results are developed within those organizations. So in theory, it may be possible. We will not exclude as formally such applications, of course. Okay. So maybe let me conclude. I'm really happy that the session appeared to be that effective, and that so many questions appeared here via Slido and on LinkedIn. Thank you very much for your time and also your interest into the facility. On behalf of the widerAdvance facility, I really encourage you a lot to use this opportunity and to participate in this cutoff and use our services. As mentioned, this webinar is being recorded. It will be available on our YouTube channel. You will receive an information. Whenever you need any further details, you can contact us directly there is a functional mailbox info widerAdvance facility EU, but also you can target local partners in Widening Countries, outermost region, for any information they might have for you. So thank you very much on myself and also on behalf of the widerAdvance Facility Consortium. And I wish you really good luck with the application process. Thank you a lot and goodbye.